Hey Centerville, Iowa. This is the Hey Centerville show. We are without Jeff today. He's actually spending some time with his girlfriend.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I was a little mean to him in a text message.
Is that right?
I said, well, it takes a whole 15 minutes, dude. Whatever.
Oh, shame. Shame on you.
Let him have some fun. He did a great job at Winefest for us.
Good.
He got out there. You know, I had to work, so he got out there and did all the grape stomping videos that we're now releasing on YouTube. Great videos, by the way, Centerville. You want to check those out. Check out the Facebook or the YouTube channel. He did a great job.
Good.
Great job.
Jeff's a nice kid.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Yeah.
So we were really...
Who needs baby goats, you know?
Yeah, who needs baby goats when you got Jeff? And Winefest was great. Did you make it out to Winefest?
Just to pass by.
Just to pass by?
Yeah, I didn't actually go in and pay my thing.
Yeah.
But I did look, and there was a pretty good crowd.
Yeah, there was. Now we interviewed 6 wineries. I don't know if there were a couple no-shows or if we missed one or if they were late. But our interviews took place right when it opened, and there were 6 wineries set up and there.
How about the beer?
The brewery was there, and they
Yeah.
didn't want to do it.
Oh, you didn't?
Well, they said
that's too bad.
they said that the person that would do it wouldn't be there till later,
Oh.
and unfortunately, I wasn't going to have a reporter there. Jennifer Lenig-Reed actually was the ICI reporter this year, and thank you, Jennifer, so much for helping us out and tasting the wine. She did a great job. She really did.
Good.
So, and she's very photogenic. I think.
Yeah.
Very photogenic reporter, and
Yes.
she did a great job.
Very
Great
successful
job.
Winefest, and congratulations to the chamber.
Yes,
Again.
yes, Joyce, great job, and I as well as many others, I'm sure, know what goes into that, and that's a lot.
A lot of
I mean, they start-
volunteers, a lot of
Yep,
hours. You bet.
and they start planning that thing in January.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
really, that thing starts
Oh, absolutely.
starts getting talked about as early as January.
Yep.
Other things coming up. The one thing I want to mention is that the Children's Arts Festival is the 29th.
Okay.
Saturday, June 29th, from 10 to 3, and that's an amazing thing. So many great things for the kids to do, so you get your kids out to the square and have a great time on June 29th.
Everybody's invited to act.
Like a child.
Yeah. To be an actor or an actress. But who was the funny Saturday Night Live guy who used to say, acting?
I don't know.
No.
I guess I don't
Too
know.
young. You probably.
Hey, Centerville Police did a great job Saturday night, and I usually don't like to bring up bad news, but it's not really, I don't consider it bad news because, you know, they got this guy apprehended and off the street before somebody was hurt.
Yeah,
Other than a few minor injuries to police.
He was evidently a wild man. Just
From what I've read and what
tased
I've...
him twice, and he got up and still wanted to fight.
Oh, wow.
You know, and
Yeah.
tasing usually puts a guy down.
Yeah.
You know, so there was something pumping in his brain.
I guess so. So just great job, Centerville Police and Sheriff Anderson and another sheriff out there. There were deputy sheriffs, the sheriff, and Centerville Police involved, right?
Yep.
So hand of applause all around for that one. Thank you for keeping our streets safe and getting that guy apprehended before anyone got
When
hurt.
people complain about property taxes or any kind of taxes wind up going to the county or the city, and there's not very many other than property taxes, they need to know that those property taxes pay for services. And those are some of the services that they pay for, is the police and the sheriff, and to apprehend and keep a person like this from hurting a lot of other people.
Right. So good deal.
Glad you brought it up.
Jim, what do you got for us today? Because I know you've got a lot of great stuff. And
Well, there is a lot of good stuff about Centerville, and I want to kind of harp on a few things, I guess.
go ahead.
One thing is
Harpy.
yeah. Let's see, the Harpies were a group of Greek, well, anyway.
Okay.
That's where the word came from. Not to exceed $1 million in general obligation bonds, Centerville has said we need to buy. We're buying those to refinance almost $1 million in older GO bonds, general obligation bonds. And by doing that, we accomplish a couple other things besides what I think is number one, and that's saving $23,700 in interest payments in the future. So I think that's a good thing. Savings is just, I I can't believe the interest rates are practically nil. It's 0.6%. I can't even believe that. If you were an old guy and went through 18%, you would, that's right, it's less than 1%. Anyway, swimming pool. Just to give you a little history, okay, about 5 or 6 years ago, the community, several community leaders and movers and shakers were out there trying to raise some big bucks for a brand new pool that wasn't even going to be where this pool is. And there was going to be an awful lot of expense to it. I think somebody estimated it at $4.3 million. Well, they got just a little bit over $1 million, and several things happened. The economy went south, back in 08, and so it was put on hold. Since then, there has been a kind of a rebirth of interest in a new pool. Now, this new pool is going to be based and planned, architected, engineered, pretty much after the Oskaloosa pool, if you've seen that, because the original Oskaloosa pool and our pool were both WPA projects built in the 1930s. Workers projects.
Okay.
From the Roosevelt administration when people didn't have jobs. Anyway, they kind of led the way in replanning and redoing some of their things up there that we can do here, and except with some different changes. We don't want to copy them, but at the same time, we're going to have a really nice pool. It's going to be in the same place. Not going to have to knock down 150 hickory trees.
Right.
And we're not going to have to move and excavate 1,000 cubic yards of this.
And you've got all the water and everything set up there. I mean, it's kind of it's already set up for a pool.
That's right.
There's already plumbing and
That's
everything
right.
set up for
That's
a
right.
pool, so modifying it might be a little easier and less expensive.
Exactly. So the plan is this. We're going to limp through this year. We'll have the pool open. We'll leak a lot of water out of it because that's something like 8 million gallons we lost last year. Next year, hopefully, it won't be open because it'll be under construction.
Now, is there any way they could start the construction a little earlier in the spring and have it?
It's simply, yes.
It depends.
It depends on the
And
weather.
but that's something you don't want to promise.
Oh, it doesn't
You
depend
just-
on money. We
yeah,
got the money set up,
yeah.
and I'll get back to that in just a second.
So
But the weather is gonna be a determining factor
Right.
on how fast we can get that done.
Right.
Hopefully, we'll only lose one season.
Right.
Now, back to the money. I said earlier, we'd raised over $1 million for the other pool, still here. It's still in the pool fund. So we got a 1.1 million. They think it's gonna cost, and seriously so, I mean, Oskaloosa's cost 1.5 million. We think because of inflation, it's gonna cost 1.8 million, and $800,000 is going to be raised through the Lost Fund, local option sales tax, a penny, a sales tax, is gonna raise $800,000 to pay for the pool. So we won't even have to go out to the general public and get any more money. We won't have to use general obligation bonds, we won't have to use taxes. And we'll have an excellent pool. So I hope all the people in Centerville and surrounding area, by the way, it's not just Centerville.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Appanoose County, northern Missouri, you know.
Right.
Anyway, all the surrounding counties will, I hope, appreciate that and kind of stand up for it. You know, when
Right.
it comes time to do whatever you can do, and if somebody asks you for $50, do it. Anyway, Virginia Padavin, I just got to go on about her a little bit. She's 93 years old. She's the best neighbor in the world. I've had a lot of different neighbors in my life, and she is the best. I embarrassed her one more time.
Oh, boy.
She doesn't like to be embarrassed, and what embarrasses her is giving her awards for doing what she says every citizen should be doing. And she's right in a way, but whatever. I think she's just a wonderful person. She's humble. She gives of her time, her intellect, her experience, and when necessary, money. And I just think she's the greatest gal in the world. So we had her as a Citizen of the Month. And you think, well, geez, somebody that important, Citizen of the Month? The reason I did that was because she's still working on 2 or 3 different committees of the city. She's working on other different committees. She's a top Republican. I don't know whether I should say that or not, but you know, and
Yeah.
really active in the party.
93 years old.
93, and she's going every day. She shames me. She outworks me all the time.
Wow.
And I'm only 70.
Oh, I didn't even, I thought you were like a handsome 49.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Anyway.
Just trying to score some points with the mayor.
Yeah, he's so full of it. Kristen Craver is the wife of Mike Craver, who is the city attorney. And she
Yeah.
was asked to fill a position on the Drake Avenue Public Library Board, and she graciously accepted.
Excellent.
She's an avid reader, and she'll be a wonderful asset to that committee. We got a problem. Every town does. Ours, I think, is fairly serious. Have you heard of the ADA? It stands for Americans with Disabilities Act. Centerville City Hall is not compliant. A person in a wheelchair can't easily come in or out of our building and can't even pay their water bill outside.
Oh, boy.
We don't even have a certified, by the
Ramp
wall.
and everything, yeah.
Right, we don't have a ramp, we don't even have parking space that's, is extra wide so that somebody can unload their wheelchair.
Right.
So, anyway, the last council meeting brought that up, and the code compliance officer, which, that's kind of ironic, isn't it? He's got to make sure that the city is code compliant, and I'm tickled to death that he's going to be working on that. I'd like to see it done quicker, faster, harder, but it's going to take some time because of red tape and the government and all that sort of thing. But it's the right thing to do.
Excellent.
Chief Demery talked pretty smooth Monday night at the council meeting, and he's getting 3 new cars.
He was smooth and got them new cars.
That's actually because there's some money available, because he's been really tightening up on
Right.
that. I'll tell you, he's really been scraping by on a lot of things. He's got some money saved up in his budget. We originally had a long-term thought that, okay, at one time we had 11 or 12 police cars, and if we had one that was a good one, that was something. Now, we've got 3 new ones last year that were actually paid by a bond, which does have to be paid.
Right.
This year, we're gonna get 3 new ones through, just like I said, Tom's being a little tight with his budget, and that's gonna give us 6 new police cars, basically new, like
Yeah.
2 or 3 years old.
Within a couple of years,
Right.
yeah.
And that is gonna replace 11 beat-up old things.
Excellent.
that we had in the past.
Excellent.
Gonna keep one old beater just in case.
Well, yeah, you always want a beater.
Yeah, you never can tell what you might be able to do.
Are you going to be out joyriding in that one?
That's the one that they said that the mayor could
That
use.
the mayor could joyride
Yeah.
in? Excellent.
The airport's got a nice, newish Ford Focus.
Oh, boy.
Mark Toddy, the manager of the airport,
La-di-da.
drives up here, and I say, I'm really jealous. I don't have any kind of a vehicle that's city providing me. I don't get mileage. Or me.
Yeah, well, you're just the mayor.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of you feel really like you're about to ready to cry.
Yep.
The next biggest thing, or another really big thing in the city right now is finding the perfect or almost perfect city administrator, and we're down to 5 candidates out of 49 that applied.
5 out of 10, 20, 30, 49. 9.
Hey, congratulations! I think he's missing a thumb there.
I think I was missing something.
Aren't we all? Anyway,
Yeah.
June 21st and 22nd is, we've decided on our 5 finalists. We all did pretty in-depth stuff to find those 5 finalists. They and their families are coming to town the 21st and 22nd of June, and we're gonna show them around town. We want these people to see, what a nice town Centerville is.
Oh, yeah.
And if you've been thinking about maybe cleaning up here, or fixing that there, or maybe a little paint.
Do
here,
it.
It'd be nice to do it by the 21st.
Yeah, there you
No,
go.
Just saying. Because we want to impress all of them so that we get the best candidate, and they'll be very happy to come to Centerville. We'll
Excellent.
be very happy to have them.
Yes, we
The
will.
Bob Group just does an
Bob,
awful
Bob,
lot.
Bob.
And I'm probably talking too much.
That's
but
all right. We can wrap up with Bob.
okay, the big one, we do a lot of different things. The garden club, the levee, the there's a lot of
There's all
different
kinds of stuff going
entities
on.
working. Absolutely. One,
Bobby is busy.
I really want, yeah, and we're gonna do some more painting this summer. We're gonna be tearing down some places. We're gonna help tear down some places.
Right.
And one thing I really want to say is trains, planes, and automobiles. August 3rd, here's the plan, and it's really coming together. We're even getting the insurance packaged together. We're going to have, at the airport, planes that will be giving, well, not giving, I guess, for a small fee, they'll be giving people flying,
Tours?
yeah,
Whatever.
of
Yeah.
Centerville and Appanoose County. They'll be flying and giving you a ride. The other thing is, there'll be a guy that does this for a living. He's very good at it, and he's very careful, doing parachute jumps.
You can jump out of a plane in
Now,
Centerville.
you better have some money in your billfold.
Yeah, I've heard it's a little expensive.
$225.
$225.
If that's in your
If
bucket.
any of my sponsors would like to raise the money to see me jump out of a plane,
Really? You couldn't pay me enough to jump out of a plane. Anyway, that's the
that's
planes
awesome.
part.
And
The
then
trains part is that we got Narco, which is an organization which has little putt-putt cars. We'll have about a dozen of those in town, and they'll be giving rides also for a small pittance.
okay.
Then the car show, it's always a beautiful car show year after year, and you guys that know cars, or gals, I know will be looking forward to that anyway. And all the rest of this is kind of built around the car show.
Right.
Which is the fire department's car
Right.
show.
They
It's gonna
do
be
an
on the
amazing
square,
job.
yeah, and there's some beautiful
Oh boy,
cars.
that's
my
gonna be an
gosh.
awesome day.
And it's a lot of respect you gotta give these guys. They put in a lot of time and money and effort, and they really show it, I mean, their vehicles show that all this time and money and respect has been given to these vehicles, and the least we could do is go up and go,
Excellent.
YMCA, just a quick reminder, YMCA is one of the greatest assets we have in Centerville. The only indoor pool we have. And lastly, the code compliance officer and various other entities, including the Sheraton Valley Housing Trust Fund, are getting dilapidated, ugly, awful old houses torn down.
That's awesome.
And we're gonna
That's
have
great.
probably, we've gotten like 4 or 5 lately, and we're gonna have probably a dozen more.
Can people volunteer to help?
It's kind of a liability.
It's a liability
issue,
issue, right?
Now,
Okay.
some people though have, who like old and antique stuff,
Yeah.
have said, I say that old house, you just gonna tear it down, right? Yeah. Now, this is not the city.
Right.
We don't own those houses.
It's the people that own it.
Right.
Right.
And/or the contractor that
Right.
may or may not have bought the house. I don't
Right.
know.
I hear you.
But anyway, they can go in, people who want like old Victorian,
They might be able to get that if they ask.
paneling and stuff, yeah. Or
Sweet.
maybe for a small price, or maybe for free.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Well, that's about it for today's Centerville, Iowa. We will see you next week on the Hey Centerville show. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic week. Thumbs up, baby.
Thanks.